what's up? Yo, let's go on YouTube fans. It's your boy J Buddy here and bring you guys a nice little deck profile regarding, you guessed it, Invoked. So, at our locals, this guy's been playing Invoked pretty religiously. He's definitely earned his stripes, doing better and better and better as he is constantly evolving the deck. Seeing as how, even with the release of Shadows of Valhalla, we got the nice little Invoked reprints, but he's still sticking true to his colors, and he hasn't even, you know, we got all the Sky Striker Invoked running around. I mirror matched 3 times today. You know, that was alright, so,
Yep.
you know, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Alright, sure. So yes, I am playing Invoke, and it's not Sky Striker Invoke, it's not Midnight Invoke, and it's not Artifact Invoke. It's pure Invoke, where all we do is play Alistair the Invoker and all hand traps. It's the whole idea of the deck. It's the most defensive yet the most budget friendly, and if you want to call it budget, I don't call it that, but it's one of those decks where you feel comfortable playing all the time because you stop their players from playing on turn 1. Think of it as you playing Magic the Gathering and then playing Yugi, where you can react to them on their turn without even wasting any resources. Now, I've been playing this deck since the beginning, and I've also been playing this version of the deck for the longest time. Due to the fact that hand traps are so dominant in this format and it's so strong, that's why we play it, because of that reason. So let's go over the deck profile and you'll see my choices. So we play 3 secret rare Alistair the Invoker. He not only is he your main structure of the deck, when you use normal or flip summon it, you get to add invocation from your deck to hand, but it's also a hand trap in its own right, where during your player's turn you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, target one of your fusions, and gain 1,000. That 1,000 comes in clutch every time and helps you push for game. So Alistair is, again, the main focus of the deck. Now, this deck's greatest weakness is if you don't see Alistair, you lose. As simple as that, but all Invoke decks suffer that. So some could play without it, but this one doesn't. But the payoffs are really great. Triple Ash Blossom. It stops everything in the format, and it's a fire, which gets into Perka Trio. Triple Effect Veiler. It's a light target, and invokes it's better than Infinite Permanence because it's a light target, and it stops cards that Ash Blossom can't stop. Like, it stops the Soul Day, and they can't chain block you with it, so it's really strong. Triple Gamma, because Gamma is just really good. If they wanted some of the players, because nowadays everybody's playing 3 invocations, which what you should be doing is playing 3 invocations, people would Ash Blossom the Terraforming or the Magical Meltdown, or they'll even go Draw and Lock when you do that. If they do that during your turn, you can go, okay, Gamma, negate it, and keep your plays going. That's why we don't play cards like Call by the Grave, because we have cards like Gamma, which works better. And of course, we have to play the obligatory Driver, because you have to. Then of course we play 2 Ghost Ogre, 1 ulti. People hate this card because they say
little ulti.
Exactly. Some people don't like this card because they say it's not relevant. Here's the thing about this deck. Because of all the hand traps you're playing, stopping the little plays matter as much as stopping the big plays. For example, some people could be like, oh, I get to special summon this. Oh, I get to, if I were to stop it and they're surprised I stopped it, it stopped them from getting to a more bigger play than they do. A lot of players don't realize that stopping the small plays matter as well. If you stop the small and big plays at the same time, which you could with the hand traps, then you're just going to auto-win, basically. And to round up the traps, we play, of course, double Droll. I want to play 3, but I think 2 is good enough. Everybody plays 2 nowadays, so I stick with 2.
So as of now, we're looking at 3, 6, 9, 11, 13 hand
13,
traps.
14, 15, 16. 16 hand traps altogether, because you count these as hand traps.
Shoot, and I'm playing 10 of my Sky Striker Invoked.
Yes, that is true. And Sky Striker Invoke, they can afford to do that. This version, because we're not playing the Sky Striker engine, you have more room for more hand traps, which allows you to control the opponent even more, which is like the whole idea of the deck. Now,
Control.
Unlike your YouTube guy right here, he does not have these ulti like I do, so they got that. Triple Invocation. But literally the heart and soul of the deck. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what it does, but if you don't, you can basically steal resources from the opponent's graveyard and use your own graveyard and banish them in order to bring out other monsters. Of course, you have to banish an Alistair from field or graveyard. But one of my favorite plays with it too is sending cards like, if I were to draw, for example, if I were to draw a Driver in hand, I would like to banish the Alistair from field and discard the Driver from hand, and then I still have my Gammas live.
That works.
So it's really strong.
Shoot, and as I've told you earlier, I ended up going into Invoker of Madness.
Yep.
No Alistair, no Meltdown, no nothing. But my opponent had an Alistair at his grave, but I had Invocation in hand. I fused off of his Alistair and his Kagari, made my own Purgatrio.
Don't get me started.
And added another card to hand, which is like a Book of Law linked in my own Kagari, and just swung for game.
Yep.
Just because of that.
Just because of that.
It's like you don't even need Alistair with all these invokes running around. You don't even need your own Alistair
That is
anymore
true.
because of Invoker of Madness.
Not only that, thanks to Invoker Madness, which I'll be explaining later, is the mirror match is the most interesting, most dire thing you ever want to do. Don't play the mirror match as best as you can.
Though the
really
mirror
horrible.
match is,
is.
it's cringy.
We play one Book of the Law. Players play 2, players play 1, players play none. I choose 1. If I see it, I see it. If I don't, I'm okay. And it's searchable, so it's really good. It does enable the OTKs, but I still prefer 1. Of course, we play triple Meltdown because Meltdown equals 6, theoretically equals 6 Alistairs. Triple ulti terraforming,
9 Alistairs.
which theoretically equals 9 Alistairs, so it's really strong. This is basically your invoke engine. Onto the spellbook engine, we play 2 secrets, 2 knowledge. I think that's the best ratio at this moment. Due to the fact that we're now focusing on the Alistair Link monster, you want to drop these to 2 instead of 3 apiece.
Do you not play Blue Boy?
I don't play Blue Boy because you want your normal summon as much as possible to be Alistair. Of course, nowadays you could play the Blue Boy because you have cards like Hornet Drone and Instant Fusion to go into Madness. It's just better to save your normal summon for Alistair because this version of the deck wants Alistair to resolve all the time, and it wants the card. It's the deck that wants you to summon it all the time.
That is true, because I find that even if you have Invoker of Madness, it's just not the same without Alistair.
It really isn't. And OCG knows about this because OCG never played the deck at full power. We do, and we know how important Alistair still is to this day. And to round up the draw power, we play Double Desires. I was playing 3. I had to drop it at 2 in order to fit in these next 6 cards, but 2 is fine. There is the occasion where you do banish either all 3 Alistairs or all 3 Invocation. If that happens...
I feel like 2 Desires is always a perfect ratio in any deck that's not 60 cards.
Yes, and I would agree with you on that one. However, how this deck was originally played before the Link came out, you play 3 of everything. Therefore, it was a statistic anomaly for you to banish all 3, but it does happen. But we dropped it at 2 because we have to make the space for these next cards.
Shoot, I thought it was just to avoid drawing Desires with Desires.
Now, here's the funny thing with this deck: if you desires into a Desires, but you have a Makaba, you don't care. Your dead Desires becomes a hand trap.
Yeah, it becomes a way to stop your opponent's engage.
Yes, which is perfectly amazing. Then we play, of course, 3 Instant Fusion, 1 ulti. Gotta get the other 2. Invocation itself has 2 cards for target. I play 3 of them, which allows you to bring out Raijin, which allows you to bring out Kaliga, which allows you to go into your Link plays. Really strong and really good. And it counts as a fusion summon, which means if you manage to get your Link monster on board already, and you play this, you can still search off of it, because it even says still treated as a fusion summon. So you could still search with the Link monster. Then of course triple Hornet, because Hornet is extremely good. It's a 1-card Alistair of Madness thanks to Kagari. And then of course 2 evenly matched because I hate trap cards and I need to negate them somehow, and these are the best trap cards.
You hate trap cards.
I mean, it's the only thing Makaba can't negate if I don't have traps.
That is true.
So, might as well play 2 of the best trap cards in the game right now, and I think this over Impermanence is better in this build because you need Effect Veiler because it's a light target.
At least the Impermanence, you don't really need Impermanence in your particular build because you have like so many hand traps to interact with your opponent's monsters anyway.
That is exactly true, and not only that, but Impermanence is not a monster with no attribute, therefore it gives you no pluses for the graveyard with Invocation at all. So
see, that's a problem. Like the fact that people told me just run Impermanence, so like it's not a light target for Makaba.
Exactly.
So I'd rather just play Effect Veiler.
That's true. Same here. I always play Effect Veiler.
And not only that, but I'll gladly drop Veiler if it means getting my opponent's Call by the Grave out of their hand. If it means my Droll and Lockbird gets to resolve anyway.
That is true. That is also very true. Now onto the extra deck. We play 2 Makaba. People cherish this a lot nowadays. You still don't lose. That's the thing.
Because of the Link monster.
Yes.
If you can make that, you're making 2 fusions with the Book of the Law in hand, you're OTK, no matter what.
No matter what, you're OTKing. And not only that, but it's a good control. People believe this is the heart and soul. No, it's the heart and soul when it comes to stunning. But when it comes to actually winning the game,
I feel like
it's just
it has to be Purgatrio.
Yes.
I have to give it to Purgatrio.
And you're right, the money is on Purgatrio, which we play double of. Purgatrio, due to the ability to attack all your monsters, all the opponent's monsters one each, to clear boards, and the fact that the more cards they keep on board, the more problem he becomes because they can't get over it, which makes him really strong.
The thing I dislike about what's going on now is that there's so much invoked going on now. People have this acute awareness, and people are just like, let's say you decide to use jamming ways on a set card. People are actually really hesitant to flip over like scapegoats because they don't want to just
get Purgatrio.
Like they just don't want to run it. Now they're thinking, oh man, what if I'm going against some votes and I get hit with Purgatrio, I lose.
That's exactly what it is, and that's what makes this deck so.
So it's like that literally happened to me today, and it's like, wow, I couldn't get a free win. So
yeah, heart and soul. Like they are all the fusion cards are the heart and soul of this deck. We play 2 Raijins because we play instant fusion. And Raijin's extremely good because of the fact that you can stop link summoning. The moment they summon a monster and they try to summon another one, on resolution you can Book of Moon one of their cards and they can't link. Now, a really important thing about this, especially when you're going against ABC specifically, if you have a card like Magical Meltdown, a lot of people don't read the card for some reason. One of the plays is that you can fusion summon to this. If you have Magical Meltdown, on summon, you go effect before the summon is resolved. Book of Moon one of their cards. And when you do that, the opponent cannot respond due to Magical Meltdown preventing them to responding until the full resolution of the card's effect. It's a quick effect that can activate before resolution. And if you disagree with me, you can look at judges that have been ruled that way all the time. And
that's a nice little nifty trick. It's like, so basically, it's like within that window of when the monster is summoned, your opponent can't activate anything.
Nope.
On the summon, like those bottomless and trap holes and the torrential tributes, anything that would happen on summon, you can go ahead and activate Raijin's effect during that window. So it's invincible. So it's invincible.
It gives it priority. If you've played GOAT format or anything like that, it gives it priority, which makes it really strong.
Oh man, I miss priority.
Yep,
Light Sworns.
Well, here's the thing. This deck has priority. Same thing goes with Makaba as well. If the opponent tries to do anything when Makaba's trying to be summoned, you can just declare. How can I say it? They can't. Basically, as long as you have Meltdown, you're safe all the time, no matter what. And to round up to the fusions, we play the 1 Kaliga. Just for those rare instances where you can summon Kaliga, which you do a lot. One of my favorite plays is to have Alistair of Madness on board with a Makaba and a Kaliga on board. That alone says no. And for players who don't understand how Kaliga works, if you activate a card effect, that is the only card effect you get to activate for that entire turn, no matter what. And you can only attack once per turn. Therefore, you can negate their effect and stop them from activating anything if you have this and this at the board at the same time.
So it gives you a very good stun play if they make you go first.
Exactly.
And they will make you go first.
Yes, and it's a very good stun play. Not only that, but it's also level 4. I don't play any Xyz yet. I choose not to at this moment because of my side deck, but yes, we are. So due to the fact that it's on level 4, with Alistair's level 4, you can go instant fusion to this, normal Alistair, search for invocation, Xyz on top of it for the new Elder Entities that came out if you want to play the Elder Entity package. You can even go the Utopia package with it. The fact that it's level 4 gives you Xyz plays if you choose to go that route. If not, then it's just good extra link fodder. And it's really good for stunning. So that's all the fusions we play. Next, the links we play. Double Alistair, the Invoker of Madness. People say 1, I say you don't know what you're doing. 2 is the way to go. Why?
I play 1 just because I only have 1.
Now that's understandable.
Then again, my extra deck is so tight because of the Sky Striker cards and the Boral Sword package, at least for me.
Makes sense. And I'm not playing the Borlo package, therefore I have options.
Oh, you're not playing Boral Sword in yours?
No, I'm not playing Boral Sword. I don't. I'm more of controlling, stunning the opponent, and then I just beat you that way.
Oh, you're not for just quick stun turn 1 and just beat them turn 2?
I usually beat them turn 2 without it, with Book of the Law into Purgatrio. It's usually how you win.
Ah, yes.
So Purgatrio is all you need to OTK. Now, why do you play 2 over 1? Well, here's the thing. If let's say you manage to resolve it once, and then it's your opponent's turn, they get rid of it, and then later down the game, you have your monster zone is being filled with a Raijin or a Makaba, or even any of the fusions, right? And it's not good for that situation. And you want OTK, but you can't because it's there. And you just lost your first one. Well, all you have to do is summon the Alistair, search for invocation, link the Alistair away with the fusion, bust him out, bust out your second one, and now you have options for two more extra deck monsters to swing per game.
So have you ever sat there and like, let's say, filled up both link zones and then just linked into the other zone for the other Alistair just to open up more spots?
Yes, I've done that before. It's not uncommon to do that. Like,
you must have a massive hand to do that.
Yeah, well, not necessarily. What makes it the way you do it is by activating Hornets, like Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Like you go Hornet on, you use your first Hornet, bring out Kagari, attack Kagari, and then Kagari's effect, bring back the Hornet, play Hornet, and then go, okay, Chain Link Hornet into another Hornet, and then basically like, just so on and so forth. So it's not that hard, but yes, the whole idea is that two of them is really strong because of the fact that you can, in case one's resolved, you need the other one's there. It's really strong. Oh, now here's where I say the mirror match is the most worst thing possible. If I go in first and I have this on my board, and then my opponent, let's say it's the mirror match, and they fusion summon, I can activate my guy's effect to search during your turn.
Wait, so you can use that effect
Yes.
even if your opponent is fusion summoning?
Yes,
That's pretty dope.
That's why the mirror match.
But that's
is
pretty
the match.
nasty.
That's why the mirror match is going to be the worst thing in the world because everybody's going to be searching for their key plays before it even happens. It's really good when you're playing against a fusion deck that isn't Invoke, but like other than Cyber Dragons, there's not any other deck that.
If only there's a trap card that allows us to fusion on our opponent's turn.
Oh my god, no! I'd rather have it be a quick play. But yeah, with two, you say one, you don't know what you're doing. Two at all times. That's my opinion.
At the very least,
Yes.
two.
At the very least, two. And then of course we play Kagari because we play the drones. We play Link Spider because of the drones. We play.
Oh, you play Spider?
I play Spider over Link Haribo just because I think it's a little easier.
Oh, you don't play Hiyate or?
No. I will be playing Hiyate and the other ones if I was playing the full package of Sky Strikers. But because I'm not, it's not necessary. All you need is the one.
And how many times did you make Saryuja?
Actually, 3 times.
3 times? For 4?
Mm-hmm. For 4. I managed to resolve all the full effects. Due to the fact that Invocation is not once per turn, the Fusion Summon, you can do it consistently, no problem.
You've actually used your fusion monsters to make that thing?
Sometimes, if it's a let's say for example, if it's a Raijin, and it's taken, and let's say it's a Raijin, and I already book a Moon its effect, and it's not going to help me push for game, I would link it away into Saryuja, and then I would just fusion it, and then I can fusion summon because it gives me a 3rd slot. I can fusion summon something else I need to push for game. But though the last effect is important, the main effect is the one that allows you to special summon and the one that gives your guys plus 300. Because a Makaba that's at 2800 is extremely hard to get over.
That's true.
Yes, because this boosts your guys up, that's what matters the most. One of my favorite plays is if I manage to bring this out, even if I don't have the 4 monsters, that's fine. Special summon my hand traps, they're all tuners. I can Xyz into Black Rose, pop the board, and then I can go Invocation, bust out my Makaba, swing directly, and now you have no board.
Are you playing Black Rose?
Yes, I am. And you will get to it right now, which is right here. Ulti Black Rose.
I still have mine.
Yep. We do play the one Black Rose. You could replace this for either Omega, which is probably the better option. But because all my hand traps are quote unquote level 3 tuners, at least the main ones, I can special summon them off of Saryuja and then synchro them away into Black Rose pop board. And Black Rose is a fire, so it gives me a Crooked Shield target for later down the game. So really
and you
strong.
probably have an Invocation just sitting in hand, just waiting for their moment.
Just waiting for the moment. You either have Invocation or Alistair at all times. So there's that.
Shoot, if you don't have either of those 2 in circulation, then you're doing something wrong.
Yep, you're losing that game. Sorry, it's just what it is.
Unless you're like me and just rip them off the top deck.
Yep. Then of course we play Electromite and a Soul Day. We don't go into them. They are cherry targets, just straight up. And the good thing is too, cherry target. Basically what it is as well. That's all the main reason why I play it too, because it's a cherry target. Because I say cherry target, I'm pretty sure you guys know what the side deck looks like, so let's show you guys on 3 cherries because
It's just more hand trap. Why not?
Just more hand traps. I want to put in double helix in the extra deck just so I can say no to that deck as well. So here's the thing.
I don't know. I feel like Hexio would be good because I feel like with the upcoming ban list, I feel like Altergeist might be one of probably not the best deck.
And you're right. And once that happens, you just change the 2 slots or 3 slots accordingly. Here's the thing: when you play this card, you want to put in the targets you want for it are cards that win the game right there. If you cherries their Electromite on pendulums, they lose. I don't care what they say, they lose. You cherry if they go Hornet Drone. If you play against Sky Striker and they go Hornet Drone first, before they go into this, you do this, reveal this, they lose. They lose their main play. They don't auto lose, but they lose their main play. Same thing with Goki.
Any deck that plays Isolde,
Yeah.
I mean,
Anything
Isolde
that
is
plays
just the
Isolde-
best card.
Exactly. You do cherries on a Soul Day, they lose. As simply as that. People may disagree, but that's just because they're playing the deck
I
themselves.
mean, with Goki's, it is a little bit tricky, even if you cherries Isolde, because now that Summon Stork is a card, it's still pretty possible to get the Summon Stork play off without resolving Isolde. They can still get their play off.
That may be true, but here's the
But
thing.
it's still pretty difficult. It's still a little tougher. You
Yes, it's
can
true.
do it, but you know,
And that's the thing too.
you have to know exactly what you're doing.
Exactly. That's the and that's the key word. Can. Just because they can do it doesn't mean they're going to do it because they may lose resources.
Not
in the
only that,
process.
but you're also playing like 16 hand traps anyway.
Yep, that's true. So I'm going to be stopping them anyways. Talking about more hand traps, we play Bells. Bells perfect against Ultrageist, perfect against Rematch.
Altergeist.
Yes, if they don't have protocol set and they activate the trap card, they're called by their
Their manifestation.
manifestation. You just get rid of it. You don't care.
Oh yeah. Most of my main plays, shoot, in the video I made a few vids ago, just you know, with the Banshee plays, they all revolved around a reborn card, whether it be Call the Haunted or Manifestation or Oasis or something, or
And-
back to the front.
And they're good for that reason. And then the one lonely ogre in case I need the third one, which does come up occasionally. Alright, that's the monsters. 3 ban list, that's what I call it, because I get to call a card and say it's in the ban list. Basically, players don't know what it does. I declare a card name or I describe the card. If I do, neither player can use that card. What that means, you can't summon it, you can't play it, you can't discard it, you can't do anything with it.
You can't. So if you call, like, let's say Thunder Dragon, you can't discard it for the effect of Twin Twisters or something.
You cannot. You cannot use the card. That's the ruling on it.
So that's what it means by use, not even for cost, huh?
Not even for cast, nothing. You are not allowed to do it. Therefore, it makes cards dead. Now, you're probably wondering, there's better cards than this. That is a lie. You can call Trickstar. You can call Trickstar Light Stage on turn 1. They may not be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Shoot, against Trickstars, I'll call Licorice all day, every day.
Licorice, Candine, whichever one you want. You stop their play. Goki, you call Rematch. You call a Soul Day if you don't see the cherries, or you call Suplex.
Or you could just call Firewall, but
Firewall.
but then again, it's just like, oh man, it used to be, that card used to be really good until we got Nightmares, though.
Hey, that's
I feel
fine.
like everything just gets outed by Phoenix.
Well, that's why we play Valors, and that's why we play Gammas, so I don't care. And we
All right.
also have Makaba. But yes, that's the only spells. The card you hate, or love, should I say. Triple, there could only be one.
Oh my god.
We go around
What
this
is
like
with this
three-
card?
This card says no to
This
everything.
card's been circulating everywhere. Everybody's playing this card in their side deck now.
It's a good card. It doesn't affect you at all because all your guys are different types, different attributes, and the only play,
That's true.
the only issue you have with the deck is if you have an Alistair on board and you want to go into the Link Monster, you can't. But that's very rare, and sometimes you don't even care at that point. So, but triple always good. Sight them in all the time. I win all the time when I see it. And then, of course, to round out the traps, double Unending Nightmare, because Pendulum is still a deck. We have Ultrageist, which is a deck now. Anything that relies on face-up spells and traps, this gets rid of it.
Shoot, I've used that. I've sided that against Trickstars a few times just so I can just say no to their light stages.
Same here. I would do that. However, due to the fact that I'm having so many hand traps, I don't have to. But the fact that this card's really good against the Rogue matchup, which sadly does have a hard time against Rogue. That's where we play. That's where we play the Snow Rabbits and this, because it says no to the whole.
Says no to protocol.
It says no to everything. I'm not prepared for. So that's what's good.
Everybody's all about them ogres to them protocols.
Yep. And so that's the deck, guys, right there. Overall, the deck has topped.
Before you go any further,
Yes.
this nice little invoked mat right here.
Yes.
Guys, get your invoke play mat today.
Yes.
Meta
It
mats.
is meta mats.
Oh my god.
You can
You
easily-
got the nice you got the invoked field center here.
Yep. Like he said, I played
This is a very nice mat looking guy. Look at that. You got your Purgatrio.
Trio. What's his name again? Damn. How can I space his name? He's actually one of my favorites. Magellanica, Raijin. Kakaitis is right here. Makaba's here. Kaliga's here. And those are the main ones, really.
Alright, so that's the picture. I will likely have a link to it in the description below if you want to get it via MetaMats and all the good stuff.
You can ask for zones on it too if you guys want. I do with zones because in today's format you need the zones. And yeah, so overall guys, this version of the deck I think is the better one in my opinion. However, I do see why some people like the Sky Strikers. I see why people like the Mech Knights. However, if you don't like that style and you don't want to drop like what, $180 on engages, then pick up the hand trap version because it says no to everything. And trust me, you'll always feel safe all the time. And how can I say this? If you feel safe, you're going to win. Simple as that. And I hope you guys enjoy my deck. And I hope you guys will take.
That's what it seems like.
And I hope you guys take my advice on saying that play 2 Wind Monsters. 2.
People do that anyway.
I see so many people arguing with me all the time. I doubt it.
You think so, huh?
Mm-hmm. A 2 at all times, guys.
Alright.
Well, that's been my deck profile. I'm going to sign off from my friend here. Goodbye and good night. Bang.